Hello, everyone, and welcome to another episode of Get in the Garage.
We're a music podcast.
The music lovers.
We've got a great show planned for you today, but before we begin, please remember to like, comment, and subscribe, and share the podcast with all your friends, your family members, and today's listener of the day.
A carpenter. Oh, wait, we already did that
Oh,
one.
you did a carpenter last week, didn't you?
Shit. Jeff, what do we got? You got anything?
Why don't we keep the trade train going? Well,
I thought we did gardener.
Yeah, gardening was last week.
Oh, was it gardener? I think
Yes.
you said carpenter. Why don't we go with electrician?
An electrician? A tradesman.
A tradesman.
Tell a tradesman.
Tell a tradesman, any trade, it doesn't matter which one it is, carpenter,
Plumbing.
HVAC technician, automotive technician.
Yeah. Someone
Whatever
works
you
on
like.
Cars.
Yes. I would also like to give a quick shout out to my brother Alex and thank him for standing in for me last week. He did a great job. He's actually not here today, which kind of makes me sad because I wanted to thank him in person.
He
but
did such a good job. He decided to take the week off.
he's just like, you know what, guys? I gave all the content I could give last week. You got this covered next week. But I think he did great. So
I also have some things up front to talk about. We were gifted a Dolly Parton Funko Pop for a beautiful set here by our number one fan, Mike McCoyle.
Yes.
Shout out, Mike. And, oh, yeah, Jeff, you're looking for it. It's not here because
Oh.
Michael forgot to bring it.
I forgot to bring it. I'm
And
sorry.
He forgot to adorn our set with this beautiful gift. Thank you, Michael, for being our number one fan,
Well,
commenting every week.
we greatly appreciate you, Mike McCoyle.
Round of applause for Mike McCoyle. All
Dry
the-
Room Mike, as he's known by
The
some.
rest of you listeners need to get on Mike's level and
Send us baubles.
Send us Funko Pops.
and comment every week.
They comment every week. Let's roll the music and get this going.
Guys, we're doing Metallica's 72 seasons. We have music news. We're going to talk about Metallica's legacy. We're going to rank every Metallica album. Here comes the theme song. Oh my god.
Jump the gun there. I'm sorry.
It's all right. I just wanted to tell them what's
I'm just so
happening.
excited to be back in the room. You know, I'm loosening up. I'm back at it. You know,
I just want to tell everyone Metallica's on board today.
Metallica's on board today.
We also are going to talk about the new album from
Xylouris White. They're a duo. George Xylouris is from Crete. Jim White is from Australia.
and we're going to review their new record and tell you all about it.
The Forest in Me is the name of that record. But first, this is music news. I can start first if you like.
Please.
George Santos is trying to pass a vaccine bill named after Nicki Minaj, which is pretty interesting. So Nicki Minaj, a while back, had posted something, I think, to Twitter about vaccine hesitancy.
In her cousin's balls.
And her cousin being impotent, I think, and his testicles swelling up to
Yes.
to a very alarming size.
This was big COVID news.
This was big COVID news, so now, a little while later, New York Congressman George Santos decided that...
Wait, let's say that Congressman?
Congressman? I
Like,
don't
who
know.
is
Congressman, adventurer, world conqueror, author, scientist.
Renaissance man.
Thank you.
He's the Benjamin Franklin of
Thank
our
you,
generation.
gentlemen. Like we can't just pass over. We can't just pass over who is passing this,
Benjamin
trying to get this
Fucklin.
bill.
Benjamin.
passed.
Turns out Ben Franklin's kind of a creep. So yes, George Santos. Thank you for getting the Office reference. George Santos is trying to pass the Minaj Act, which apparently is going to establish a development period for new vaccines in order to generate public confidence. There's a lot of people who, deal with vaccine hesitancy. Even now, a few years after the pandemic was in full full fire, as it were. I just think it's funny how Nicki Minaj might have a bill named after her. I think
Because
that's
of
pretty
the
funny.
infamous tweets about her cousin's testicles.
Yeah, I just think that maybe somewhere in like the Library of Congress in 50 years from now, there will be the tweet from Nicki Minaj talking about her cousin's balls and how George Soros very triumphantly passed the Minaj Act.
Santos.
What did I say?
Soros.
Oh, sorry, I get them mixed up all the time.
Why are you bringing this?
Well, George
Don't bring
Santos
this
also
here.
controls the world's banks.
Oh, does he?
Yes.
Sorry, I confuse them all the time, as you know.
As
You can
one
see.
does.
Yeah, as one does. But anyway, I think that's pretty funny.
I
I think
love this.
that's great. I think Nicki Minaj, I mean, if she gets a bill named after her, cool. Good for you, Nicki Minaj.
I'm here for it.
I'm here for it.
I'm
too.
here for the naming of the bill. I don't really have anything about the.
Yeah, no, I don't care about the context, the content of the bill. I
I
just
mean,
think
I
it's
care
funny.
about it on some
Well,
level,
right,
but like
yeah,
it's
yeah.
whatever.
But it's just funny that of all people, Nicki Minaj was where his head went. He's like, you know who we should ask? Nicki Minaj.
I love this.
Anyway.
Jeff, do you want to? Well, we'll save Jeffrey's for last year. I have Soundgarden news. Soundgarden
Order.
has
Soundgarden.
Yes, I have Soundgarden news. Chris Cornell's estate has settled with the Soundgarden, brand and company. They were in a lawsuit over 7 songs that were for a new Soundgarden record that were partially finished when Chris Cornell passed away in 2019. These songs became in limbo. The band wanted them. Vicky Cornell, the estate holder and widower of Chris Cornell, kind of was like, no, I think these belong in the estate. So they have come to a conclusion that these 7 songs are now going to be released by Soundgarden in the way that they originally intended them to be, and it is in alignment with the estate. They've come to an agreement, and they've thrown out that lawsuit. They were in another lawsuit previously where the Chris Cornell estate had taken over the Soundgarden Instagram page and internet handles, and that has really come back into a form of Soundgarden owning that now, and that got settled out with court. So it seems like those two have kind of equaled things out a little bit. Hopefully they work together to release music in some sort that, if there's more stuff to be released. So if you're into Soundgarden, there will be new Soundgarden. I think that's kind of exciting to hear. So all that got worked out.
All right, right on.
Yeah.
Good for Soundgarden.
Yes.
I do have one more thing. I mean, Jeffrey, do you want to save yours for?
Mine's an RIP, so wherever you want to put it.
It's a bit of a bummer. That's why I was going to save it for last.
Well, why don't we go with the RIP because I have something that might bring the mood up a touch. So that way we can.
RIP to Ahmad Jamal, jazz pianist. He died on April 16th from prostate cancer. He was 92 years old. He was one of the great jazz piano players of all time. Very popular, especially in the late 50s, from his recording the Ahmad Jamal Trio live at the Pershing, But Not For Me, from 1958. He was one of my 5 favorite piano players in jazz music, alongside like Bill Evans, Herbie Hancock, Ahmad Jamal, Errol Garner, Thelonious Monk. He specialized in very flowery, high right hand twinkly notes, and very understated player, but he could shred and dance all of the keyboard if he felt like it. Check out the At the Pershing album for a great recording. Check out another favorite of mine, Live at Bubba's. It's from 1980. Great piano player, 92 years old. So
yeah, long career.
One of the oldest dudes who was still alive in jazz music from the very, very big days of 50s and 60s jazz.
I think we talked about him in the very first video recorded episode of this podcast too. I think Jazz in Action was the first episode we did that was video, and I think that
that might have been the record I chose.
I think that was the record you chose. Yeah.
If you want to check out our awkward lighting and
terrible background,
yes, you could check out Jazz in Action.
Give it a shot.
One of our highest viewed videos.
It is, indeed.
Believe it or not.
The fabulous genius of the piano, Mr. Ahmad Jamal.
Rest in peace.
Introduced.
Rest in
peace. What do you have, Michael?
So Garth Hudson, did you see this? Garth Hudson
I did not.
Of The Band.
The Band
Played a surprise set at a house concert in Kingston, New York. It was hosted by the musician Sarah Perrotta, I think is her name. It was pretty cool. There was a small post that she had put up on Twitter. I guess he ended up playing a full set. Do you want to watch the video? Put it up. I don't think we'll have any legal issues with any rights or anything like that.
Is it just some instrumental piano here?
Yeah, I think it is. Yeah. So let me try to pull it up.
Garth Hudson, he must be.
I think he is.
Well,
80.
I think he's in his 90s.
Maybe you guys will get to
I think
enjoy
he's that
this.
old.
Oh,
I
yeah.
think it is.
I know he's the oldest member of the band.
85. He is 85.
Okay.
Yeah.
All
right. Well, it's not playing, but if
you guys
like
will get to see it.
If you
we'll
like to play it for the
afterwards.
good people, we'll look it up afterwards and play it. But for some reason, it's not playing on my computer. So,
Very nice.
Anyway, yeah, I thought that was really cool, man. That Garth Hudson's still doing the thing. He's seated at what appears to be a grand piano or baby grand piano in a wheelchair. So he's 85 people. So, but he still plays really well and beautifully. And I think the little piece that he played sounded really nice. So good for you, Garth Hudson.
Garth Hudson,
Yeah.
going from old to incredibly new. AI copyright songs are on, like, the AI and copyright music is now out of the bag. This is like completely done now. Today, I think this happened. This happened today. So Drake's, this is no, was it March 19th? Not February. This is March 19th.
April
It is
19th.
April 19th.
Oh my God, it's April 19th. Jesus, this podcast.
2027.
But so this happened today. There was an AI song that mimicked Drake's vocals and The Weeknd's vocals and was released to Spotify.
A couple weeks ago.
Yes, and really came into like a popular rise and was quickly shut down by a lawsuit by the record labels. And I think this is a very interesting step forward because none of those artists were on the song, but both of those record labels claimed that you were stealing art that those artists had made. It is a very blurry line. I don't know where I sit on it and feel on it. I think AI, if it's fake and it's not real and it's not something the artist did. So it's kind of like you get to do whatever you want with fake stuff. You get to paint whatever the hell you want.
Is it fake stuff because the AI is manipulating already recorded vocals? So it takes like little sound snippets of words that they've already recorded and blends them together. So like certain vowel sounds.
Okay.
Because that's what
see,
it's doing. Because when I heard the song, I thought it was a legit song.
I was mistaken because
didn't sound all choppy.
I thought what this was a program that made the voice sound like. I did not realize it was taking actual snippets of the actual recorded voice, then forming it into a new voice.
What I mean is the AI takes those and then manipulates it to make it sound new. So the AI learns how they pronounce certain words. And then, so it isn't like chop up samples, paste together.
Oh, see, because
detune.
that's where, for me, I don't know if that's like a blurry line. It's kind of like paint at that point, because it's like you could take Cookie Monster's voice, you know what I mean, and then is Sesame Street gonna be like, you can't take Cookie, you know what I mean? I don't, because that's where
I think
Yeah,
if
it's a weird
you
thing.
market it as being
Oh, see, that's where the line is.
Yeah.
They marketed it as this is
Yeah.
this.
Who is they though? Who is behind this?
This was like a really sketchy account.
Because ultimately,
Ghostwriter.
Ghostwriter 977.
yeah, right.
Ghostwriter
okay.
977, the name of the account, which was
Banksy.
since
basically.
deleted.
Yeah, right.
See, because I've heard like Nirvana ones where like this is an AI Nirvana song, but it's like kind of just like some
I've heard
guy,
those.
yeah, and it's just like, or like an Amy Winehouse one, that I think I heard on like Rogan one time, and I'm just like, I don't know where I feel like it's not, I don't know, but you can't market it as that. It has to be like, this is not real.
Yeah.
Yeah, right. But it was trying to sell it like
Yeah.
this isn't a legit.
Yo, it's
this
gonna
is a legit thing.
in arts. This is gonna be the main legal thing for the foreseeable future. I believe it was also today, not music related, but like same topic. Someone won a photography award, and they had submitted a picture that was AI made to compete to try to prove a point that like nobody can tell if it's AI or if it's legit, and they won the award. That came with like money. And it was found out, and they were like, just donate the money to something else. But I like showed you that like nobody can tell.
No shit.
Yeah.
That's scary.
Yeah. I don't know where I stand.
Yeah.
Like AI, like doing that kind of stuff, that seems really like disingenuous. Like marketing something as something else seems disingenuous. I'm all for having like fun and playing with things, though. Like I think this is why I have like a weird stance. It's like if you look back on the birth of hip hop, the birth of hip hop is so stifled by people not understanding what it is they were doing, and being like, "That's not that," and they were like, "No, but that is," and we all know that that's music now. So. For me, it's like I'm sitting here and I'm like, is that going to be the new like, oh, those old people didn't even see the future? You know what I mean? Because
I hear you, but I only disagree because
I don't know what the future is. Man.
we don't know what the future is, but I also think that like with the hip hop thing, there was a very, very like clear like a human being cut and paste and all that stuff. I think the question is if AI becomes self-aware, then maybe it can be sort of related to that sense. We're going down the rabbit hole, guys. But you know what I'm trying to say? Because like AI is really just a computer. So it's like, you know what I'm trying to say? Like
Well, I think it's
DJ
like
Premier
anything.
was like a person who cut and pasted and had like
right,
this
but
ultimate
you're gonna
vision.
have the new DJ, whoever
Right.
that is in the future, cutting and pasting AI. Do you see what I'm
Pop
saying
music
to you?
is going to be AI based, and like most pop music,
You're gonna-
90% of pop music.
Gets squirrely.
Think in all generations. 90% of the pop music is meaningless garbage.
Yeah.
Like, think about what's on
Yeah.
the radio now. How much of it is actually stuff that's someone's going to remember in 10 years? 10% of it.
Yeah, right.
So that's what it's going to be from the AI stuff. Is you're going to see in 20 years the charts will be filled with kids on their laptops making music by kind of just coding and whatever. I'm not going to listen. Like, I don't know. Whatever.
Yeah.
It's not going to be music for me. Whatever.
Interesting topic.
Devoid
guys.
of soul.
Very, very.
DJ AI.
Yeah,
Um,
DJ AI.
Coachella happened this weekend.
Coachella did happen this weekend. There was
Yeah.
Controversial sets from, I mean, I guess just really from Frank Ocean, who has now pulled out of the Weekend 2 headlining spot. People said it was like a weird set. I heard some people say it was like artistic. Some people said it was like weird and disconnected. So that happened. Boy,
Oh, you think? Big surprise.
so what are your thoughts on it?
yeah, I wanted because you're the
'Cause
Frank
we were
Ocean
curious.
guy.
That's what
He hadn't performed live in 6 years. Who gives a shit? It is what it is.
You
He
think
made
it-
an album that was like meandering nonsense to fulfill a contract. Like, it is what it is, man. Also, I think a big part of it was his set got shut down early because every single night they violated the county curfew laws.
Yeah, I think I saw they paid upwards of like
$160,000
Yeah,
or something.
yeah, something like that.
which
yeah.
is nothing. But yeah, I mean, I didn't see any footage of the Frank Ocean set. I meant to seek it out, but just didn't get around to it. But yeah, nothing surprises me of a guy who is like kind of a man of mystery, recluse.
That's
I don't know.
the
Whatever.
way I kind of felt about like because the way like the albums are kind of like not like coming out and have been like kind of elusive. This felt like to me like it's just priming up for like a really great whatever he comes out with. People are gonna love and I think. You
I
know what
hope
mean?
so. I hope that like him having done Coachella this year is a sign that he's gonna have new stuff out soon. I would hope. I mean, I love all of his recorded music.
And
So
even like if this is like a faltering set, I feel like even like a faltering set leads for a great comeback afterwards if you can do
Sure.
that kind of thing. So,
Sure.
Boy Genius came out to the Boys Are Back in Town by Thin Lizzy and rocked the set. Muna also joined them for a song, Silk Chiffon, which I checked out all of them doing. Check out our review of that record. I'm smiling because that song makes me like smile every time I like it. So yeah, and there was numerous other performances I checked out. Like who's that guy that Mark Rebinet?
Mark Rebinet.
Yes,
yeah.
I checked out some of his stuff. He did a set like way earlier in the day before like Blackpink, and like people were like, "What is happening?" But then by the end of the set, like people were like getting into his vibe.
He's like a looper DJ comedy type of
yes,
free form, all improvised stuff. Yeah.
yes.
Yeah.
I saw that.
I did see some of
There's some
his,
controversy over Bad Bunny, who had like a tweet against Harry Styles that was put up behind him. Did you hear about
Oh yes,
that?
I saw that as well. Bad Bunny had like some. It was like an incidental like tweet collage, and like there was like a Harry Styles like
Yeah,
diss
like
in there.
yeah, like a Harry Styles diss. Yeah. So interesting times at Coachella, guys.
Interesting times.
Interesting times.
Hard to find clips. Hard to find clips.
Oh
Yeah.
yeah.
So
Any more music news?
I'm good.
You're good.